Hi guys, thank you for joining me here in the Nursing Cocktail Lounge. I'm Latoya, the founder of Nursing Cocktails, and your host for the Nursing Cocktail Lounge. On this season, you can expect all the tea, all the cocktails of travel nursing. We'll be taking a look inside the travel nursing world. We'll be giving you tips. We'll be having amazing guests to inspire you. So stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to Nursing Cocktails. Today I have with me in the cocktail lounge my girl Crystal of Nurse and Chris. Hey guys. So today we'll be giving you the inside scoop about travel nursing, tips, the pros and cons, and everything that you want to know about travel nursing. So stay tuned. So, Crystal.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell the Nursing Cocktails viewers how long you've been a travel nurse.
So I've been doing travel nursing for about 2 years now.
Okay. So where was your first location?
So my first assignment was actually in Vegas.
What made you want to travel, first of all?
So I pretty much travel anyways. When I was a staff nurse, I was always going on vacation, always trying to take trips, just like venture out. Mm-hmm. So once I discovered that travel nursing was a thing, that's when I was like, okay, wait, I can get paid to travel?
Right.
And I can make good money doing it. So that's definitely what kind of gave me the push to start travel nursing.
Nice. Yeah. Okay, so what was your first travel assignment? What was that like?
So my first assignment was actually in Vegas. I was really excited about that because, you know, it's Vegas.
Right.
So when I got out there, as far as living in Vegas itself, that was really fun because I lived like right by the Strip.
Ooh.
So, right. So you already know kind of, you know, how that goes.
Right.
But I feel like my actual hospital experience, that was definitely different for me. I've been a nurse for like 5 years. So before starting travel nursing, I was already staffed for about 2 years, 2.5 years. So I was used to doing things the way that, you know, my hospital does them. So once I started travel nursing, I was just like, okay, wow, everyone doesn't do everything the same.
And I want to touch on something that you said is very important. Mm-hmm. I feel like I have a lot of, nursing friends that have just started their nursing career. Okay. And they're like, I want to travel. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, girl, you only got 1 year under your belt. Like,
experience.
Calm it down, bring it back. Mm-hmm. Like, I recommend getting at least 2 years in your specialty and being comfortable as a nurse prior to going to travel.
Absolutely.
Now, what were the pros and cons you felt like you kind of experienced being a travel nurse?
So, pros, obviously the money. I mean, the money's good.
Okay, of course. The money. Did we get that?
Right. Got that part? Focus on that, the money, exactly. So, the money is obviously really good. I'm pretty much, for every assignment, I'm getting paid like double than what I was getting paid as a staff nurse. So off top, that's like the number one pro, at least for me. Another pro was also just, like I said, getting paid to travel. You know, getting paid to enjoy yourself pretty much. Mm-hmm. And then networking, like how I met you, Nursing Cocktails, you know what I mean? Just like networking, meeting nurses, new experiences. So those are definitely the pros for me. And then some of the cons, I will say, since I have been doing it now for about 2 years, I feel like I'm kind of, I won't say getting burnt out, but just kind of, I miss having like my own space, you know, and having like all my things together, you know, because it's like some things are back home. And then, you know, you just don't have everything just like where you need it to be. Right. So I would just say that, not having my own space. And then just kind of having to adjust pretty much like every 3 months. So I always say, as long as you don't mind bouncing around, and really travel nursing is great. But if you like to be grounded, you like to have all your things around you and in one place, then that kind of like falls into the cons, definitely.
So for the viewers who aren't nurses or who are nurses but aren't familiar with what travel nursing is, usually you work with a travel agency. There are 8-week contracts, 13-week contracts, or like you can even do 6-month contracts. And so after that 8 weeks or after that 13 weeks, you then have to find another assignment. And you have to pick up all your things and you have to leave or maybe go to another state, go to another hospital, find new housing. And so that's what Crystal is talking about, it being kind of hard to do that every 8 weeks or every 13 weeks.
Right.
Now, I've been traveling since 2015, and I decided that I was going to get an apartment, which I did. I didn't want to do the whole I'm moving every 8 weeks. I'm moving every
Right.
Girl, I was not cut out for that. That was not. It wasn't for me.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was I got an apartment, and you get a housing stipend from your agency, right? So I got the housing stipend. You can either get the housing or take the housing stipend. And anyone who knows I'm from New York, and I'm going to get the most bang for my buck.
Exactly.
So I was like, give me my points, all my coins, and I'll figure out where I'm going to live. And that's basically what I did. I collected my housing stipend, and I found housing that was cheaper than what I was getting my housing stipend for. The keys. Okay, write that down.
Exactly.
So my next question for you would be, how did you end up in LA? Why LA?
So when I first started travel nursing, I always knew that, because like I said before, I traveled all the time anyway, so I had been to LA multiple times. So I knew that I wanted to essentially be in LA, but I wasn't able to do that as soon as I started travel nursing. So when the time was right, I finally got an assignment out here in LA.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately when I got here, I was like, I'm not leaving. Like, I'm finally here, like, I'm not leaving. So the plan was always to be in LA. It just was pretty much timing. So, yeah.
Tell me about your experience coming to California, because I think that California's hospitals are advanced in their technology as far as the things that they're doing are very innovative. So tell me about that.
So I feel like, because I actually was in Vegas, and then I ended up traveling in Texas for a while, and then I was in DC, then I came to LA.
Oh,
so yeah.
Okay.
So I feel like I've kind of experienced like a lot of different hospitals.
Mm-hmm.
So like you were saying, like I feel like LA is, more advanced as far as like their charting systems and like the technology, different practices. So that's kind of one thing that you really get to experience while you travel nurse, is just how hospitals do things differently. Some things are the same and it's protocol, and then some things are completely different. So that's one thing as a travel nurse that you have to be able to adjust to, like how hospitals do their thing pretty much. So.
And your specialty is PICU, right? So the pediatric intensive care unit. And that's how actually Kristen and I met.
Yes.
We were working at the same hospital on the same unit, and I bumped into her. Now let me tell you, in this specialty, there's not a lot of nurses that look like us. So we stand out like a sore thumb.
Right.
So I'm on the unit and I'm walking, I'm like, hold on. Is that another beautiful black queen over there?
Right.
And I was like, okay, cool. And I remember I was taking my patient around the unit in a little wagon. And I came over to Crystal and I was like, hey girl. What did I say to you? I felt like I was like, hey girl.
Well, no, actually, see, because I remember we actually met. So I had seen her at work all the time, and I was like, "Oh, she's cute. She's cute. I can be friends with her." So it's like we had seen each other. And I remember the day that you were taking your patient around in the wagon. But I know you said you had come to speak to me that day, but I haven't left. Because listen, once 7 o'clock hits, I'm gone. Like, if you can't catch me within my 12-hour window, like, you're not about to see me.
Right.
So then we saw each other at brunch, and we were like, we know each other.
Yes.
So that's how that happened.
We met on this unit, and how was your experience being the new person on the unit? Because I have my own experiences that I'll talk about later, but I want to hear from you. What was your experience like?
So this specific hospital, I don't think it was too hard for me to adjust. Because like I said, I've been traveling for like 2 years now, so you kind of know what to do to kind of like navigate your way through your assignment. So it wasn't hard to adjust. But I will say, just being like a new traveler on the unit, you just have to be confident like in your skills, because nobody else knows you. So if something goes,
and they will try you.
They will.
I mean,
they will
try you. And when I say try you, they will ask you questions that they would ask a new grad, even though you've been in your career now I've been in my career for about almost 8 years. They still try me. But I've gotten confident enough and confident as a traveler that I'm like, come on with it.
Exactly.
What you guys have?
And they'll ask you questions just to be nosy, just to see like how much you know, you know what I mean? Like your skill set, things like that. You'll think that you're having like regular conversation, but they're really drilling you to see like what's going on, you know?
Right. Because you also have to remember that as a travel nurse, you are going to a unit that has built a rapport with all the nurses. They've gone to birthday parties, baby showers, weddings, and here you are, the new person getting dropped into this. So they're looking at you like, what's up, sis?
Right. What's going on?
What's going on?
Right. So that's why I say that you just have to be confident, like with your skills, with your knowledge, things like that. Because let's say that, everybody makes mistakes. So let's say that there's an error or whatever happens. You don't have, you have no rapport with that staff, with the management or anything. So you have nobody really to have your back and say, okay, well, that's not really how, Crystal usually practices, or that's not what Latoya usually does, on a daily basis. You don't have that. So you really only have your own back. So that's why you were kind of stressing earlier, like,
Absolutely.
Get your experience in. Because once you start in this travel world, like, you're literally on your own.
Right.
So,
because what happens is that nothing really changes from hospital to hospital except for the policies and procedures.
Exactly.
So once you get your 2 years in as a nurse, that's it. It isn't, if you're putting a Foley, you put in a Foley anywhere the same way. You know what I mean? If you are doing an EKG, you're doing an EKG basically the same way. The only thing that might change is how the logistics of that hospital does what they do. So what I always ask, I find the most senior nurse on the floor and say, hey, what is your policy about central lines? What is your policy about Foley's? Not that I can't do it, but I want to know how you guys in this hospital do what you do.
That's how you cover yourself, too.
Exactly. And that's how you cover yourself.
Like she said, you already may know how to do it, but just ask, just in case, because let something go wrong, now all of a sudden.
Yeah, because you definitely going to be like, well, Susie said, this is how you guys do it here.
Exactly.
So, Crystal, tell me a little bit about your brand, Nurse Chris.
Okay, so my brand is, self-titled, so it's Nurse Chris. It's a positive lifestyle brand, and it's centered around living a healthy lifestyle, mentally and physically. They go hand in hand.
Right.
And then also because I'm a nurse, my brand also serves as a resource for nurses. So I really just focus on the power of the mind, and pretty much like anything that you want, you can have. It all starts from within. And then of course, I'm all into fitness, so everything kind of just ties together. So yeah, I have a website. It's nursechris.com, and I have fitness tips on there. There's different workouts. There's nutrition tips. I have mental health tips on there, and then of course I have all things nursing on my website as well. So
nice. So make sure you guys check out Nurse Chris. I'm so grateful for you being here in the Nurses Cocktail Lounge.
Thank you for having me.
And spilling tea and sipping cocktails. How did you make the drinks?
They were good. It was really good.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask what you put in it, but it was good.
Wow. It's a little vodka, a little something else, but it was good.
Right.
Cheers.
That's what matters.
Cheers. Well, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to Nurses and Cocktails. Be sure to check me out on YouTube and my Instagram. Until next time, have a cocktail for me.